Welcome everyone. Welcome to the Spyce Invaderz TV channel here. I'm your guy Rashawn, aka Looker. And today is what? Today is Thursday, August the 12th. I want to say peace and blessings to all of you guys. Peace and blessings be with you and your families and everything. I hope everybody is keeping their head above the water and just staying positive as they can in these weird, wicked, strange times that are in front of us here. It's seeming like this is the new normal now. What we see in front of us today, and sadly to say, it's going to get a little more funky before it gets better, But just stay positive as you can, and just take care of yourself. The best that you can. Mentally, physically, and spiritually, man. Take care of yourself the best that you can. And just try not to let everything weigh you out, especially if there are some things that are just out of your hands. Because oftentimes, us as adults, we tend to sometimes we stress a lot about things that sometimes we just have no control over. And then I think sometimes the things that we don't have control over really stresses out when we know that when we feel that we have control of our lives and situations around us. And sometimes we don't know how, if it's things that are just like out of our control. We tend to let that bog us down. And we just have to do the best that we can and roll with the punches, and we have to remember that, So yeah, I just hope everyone, is just keeping their head above the water and just trying to stay as sane as possible in these times and doing what they can do. Doing all that you can do, and what you can't and what's out of your hands is out of your hands. You can only, like I said, just roll with the punches, and but yeah, today, as you guys can see in the title, we're going to talk about a few things today. I'm gonna move away from the school topics for a moment, because there's so many other things going on as well, and but I'm gonna always get little bits here and there when I speak to you guys. But if some of your parents don't know, for Guilford County, at least for Guilford County anyway, go to your child's school's website, and you can look up there and find out the times and for the open house, because since they haven't really been talking about open houses or anything, and most people, you don't know who your child's teacher is and all the or what have you, go to your child's school, the school they attend. Go to the website. If you don't know, go to the school that they attend website, and you'll look up there, and they'll have the directions and what do you need to do. Instructions, I should say, of what is needed and the times. And last that I seen, that I known, they were going by the last name, and that's how they were having a time blocks set up. At least I know that's from how they were doing at some of the schools. So go on to your child's school that they attend website and look up open house. If you haven't done so already, and if you didn't know, do that, because you really hadn't got any info on that. So yeah, I just wanted to tap in and let you guys know about that as well. You know, for Guilford County schools. I would assume if you haven't heard, if you're in North Carolina and you haven't heard anything, I would probably assume that you would have to do the same thing as well. If you have went to your county's website for the schools and you haven't seen anything, yeah, I will inform you to go to your school website. And because sometimes you call these schools and you haven't really quite got no real information on things, check your school's website um, if you haven't done so yet. But moving on, yes, let's talk about the hot topics here. You got the vaccines going on. You have people talking about another stimulus check. You got the student loan payments. I want to talk about even I want to tap in and talk about Governor Cuomo of New York. Let me jump in right there with that real quick. Disclaimer before I go on. I am not victim shaming or anything. What I'm about to say is not victim shaming. I don't condone sexual assaults. I don't condone physical assaults. I don't condone any of assault on man on woman, woman on man, and people just assaulting people, period. For just period. If you're not protecting yourself, you know what I mean, and protecting your family, keeping them out of harm's way of somebody trying to bring danger to your family or yourself, I don't condone people just out here just doing things to people for no reason, you know. So before I go into this, speaking on Governor Cuomo, I just want to be clear with that. But we also have to look at the both sides of this. He's being accused of, you know, multiple women. He's been accused of sexual harassment and things. But I always find this thing interesting because I have questions, and these are questions. These is not victim shaming or anything of that nature. My questions are, and I'm pretty sure, and I want you guys to tap in the comments too as well, like, why is it when these things happen, why is it always as like the women are coming in packs and they all come at the same time? It's almost like they plan this thing, you know, and they come, and it's never like one woman just coming forth. It's always like dozens at a time are coming and accusing someone of something, and then they're forced to step down from a job or whatever it is before they're even like brought forth in a court of law. Like you have to get your right to a day in court. You have to get your day in court. Like, people are being prosecuted before they even go into a courtroom, and then half of the time you hear about these situations was sexual assault, and they're not even brought in on any charges, you know. And it's weird, and it's just weird to me. Like, how's that happen? And then my other question is, if we're seeing women like across the country, and you're seeing women coming out 20, 30 years later, and this is happening to you right now, you're a woman and this is happening to you right now today, or this is happening in your place of employment, why, and you're seeing other women, you know, waiting 30 years, why are you waiting? Why don't you go forth when this happened? Go forward right when this happened. You know, why? Like, it's so many groups out here that we know and heard of that will support these different women's groups that will get behind you and help you in eradicating the issue you have and helping you to bring it forward. Why are these folks waiting so long? These are just Just questions. As I said, I'm not victim shaming or nothing, but I just want to know, because it seems, you know what trends are. We know what trends are. Trends are things that we continue to see happening, you know. And sometimes trends seem to happen only at certain times, you know. Uh, I mean, so it's seeming to become, or being, is a trend now. And it's like, wow, you know. And then, you know, so in speaking on Cuomo and watching that situation, I'm like, man, this guy last year, people were like, oh yeah, this guy, he should run for president. This guy should be this. So everyone was rallying behind him, and how he was standing during COVID, and standing up and standing up to Trump during COVID, and speaking up for his state during COVID. And he was like one of the front runners. He was like one of the he was advocating strong for his state, and trying to follow and making sure they were following the guidelines and mandates and everything. So he was consistently on the television screen. You know, he was like one of the governors that was like a spokesperson for, and advocating for the safety, and advocating for more PPE for his state, and you know, just the whole thing. And then now we see he's being like, he's become the villain. You know what I mean? And like now he's being like, now all of a sudden, all of this is coming out about him assaulting a woman. Sexual assault. Let me be clear. Multiple women. I think it's like 11 or something like that. And it's like, wow, man. Wait a minute. Now, we just seen something happen. We've been seeing this over and over again. But we just seen what happened with what we seen with the situation with Bill Cosby, and he went to jail, and there was some loophole with that, and how his whole court case, you can look into that. I'm not going to dive into that and go all the way off course with that. But just, you even look into the Bill Cosby situation, and then how he got pretty much, he's released from prison, and now he's talking about suing because they took away his rights. You know, like, and that man was locked up for all of that time, you know. So it's like, you seeing these different situations, then it's like, okay, we do this to get this person out of the way. So this is how you get someone out of the way, is that you put a sexual assault charge on them. And then it's like, it's so easy for this thing, for a woman to say that a man sexually harassed them, and then it's like, no, like what we've been seeing, and it seems like there's no facts to this. It's just a word, a mouth. It's like there's no day in court. It's like there's no court. It's like these people got to step down from their job and everything right now. It is the wickedest thing to me, and I'm just keep wondering, like, it's becoming a trend now, and I'm just wondering, why would someone wait? Why, if this was happening to you, why would you wait? I heard something about his security. It was one lady that was on his security detail, or she was she was like a state trooper or something. She was on the security detail. He sexual harassed her or something of that nature. And I'm like, now you're law enforcement. Why didn't you step up and say something from the beginning? Are you serious? So it's like, I don't be knowing about these things sometimes. You know, I'm not saying the women are lying or anything, but it just make you go, like, and then you see what's going on. So the first thing came to me, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was like, you know, as much as I seen him and Trump go back and forth with each other, you know, shooting words back and forth and remarks to each other here and there, and knowing, you know, how Cuomo felt about Trump too, and then how Cuomo, let's be clear here, that Cuomo's brother is one of the analysts on CNN, he has a segment on CNN, one of Cuomo's brother, and how Cuomo's brother was taking so many shots at Trump, and you know how they were fact checking Trump so strong, as well as other media outlets. I immediately start thinking like, man, this sounds like some Trump stuff. Like he done got some people together, because you know, let's be clear, Trump's situation, just because you ain't seeing him and you can't hear him in the media no more, like or social media sites, because they done, you know, clipped him, banned him for a period of time. So you can't. That's why you're not hearing from him like that. So it's like, but he's still out here and he's got people and he's got things going on, and I'm like, man, is this one of them tactics? And let's be clear here, and let's talk about, and then you dive deep into it and you think about Rudy Giuliani. So it's like, man, is this Trump and Giuliani's, like they done trumped up this thing because Giuliani's been in hot water too? You know, what is this? You know, and it's almost like, man, this is whack. This is lame. Like, you see the setup here, like, and it's like, okay, let's see how far this thing goes here. So then you got Cuomo. He's saying like he's gonna step down in 14 days. Well, 13 days now. He's gonna be stepping down. You know, as governor of New York. So it's like, wow, and he's maintaining his innocence. He's like, I haven't done anything. I've never done anything. I haven't done that. But he wants to step out the way. I don't know. I'm not, as again, like I said, I'm not victim shaming, but it's a little. It just makes you go, You know, we got to be real about this thing here. You know, when it comes in front of us, like, come on, man, we just saying this. And on the flip side, you know, we have to watch what we say to people, especially in the workplace. We have to watch what we say, man. You know, today people, sexual assault don't have to be like you physically put your hands on somebody. You could be saying things, you know. So you think back to the flirting and stuff. You can't just be flirting around with people anymore like that. You gotta watch what you saying to people. You know, see, that was a thing years ago, flirting, being flirty. You gotta watch that today, especially in the workplace. You gotta watch what you saying to people. You know, you need to keep it strictly business in the workplace. Especially when you think about the workplace, you gotta keep it strictly business. I mean, yeah, we could talk about sports and, you know, entertainment. Yeah, let's just talk about, and then there's still other issues that you should stay away from. Especially a lot of times, you know, most workplaces don't even like you talking politics, because politics gets you know, people get riled up, you know, about their views and everything like that, and that can cause conflict. So it's like certain things in religion, politics and religion, you got to stay away from that. That church and state talk, you got to, sometimes you got to watch it, man. But, you know, you just got to know when you talking that talk, politics and religion and stuff like that, you know, you got to watch that in the workplace, you know, and not just only workplace. You just got to watch how you speak to people, period. It's like today you see a lot of entertainers and everything. They saying things. It just, some people don't understand the platform they have. They get out and they just saying anything. They're just saying anything out their mouth. Sometimes they get caught in a moment. The fame blows up some of these entertainers' heads, and they're just thinking that they can just say anything. And you're saying offensive things to masses, you know. And then you say something, and then the media latches onto it, and then now you know that you actually offended someone, and now you have a lot of entertainers, now they want to retract what they said, now they're apologetic. No, you said that. You have to take accountability of what you said. You have to be accountable for your actions. You have to watch what you're saying when you're talking. You just can't say anything. You know, like when you're talking to the masses, you got to watch what you're saying. because you can find yourself, if you're offending folks, about their being, about their way of life, you can find yourself in some mess, So then you have a lot of entertainers and everything, or whatever. They lose, and athletes or whatever. They saying crazy stuff, and then they losing endorsements. Yeah, you have freedom of speech, but when you're offending people, it gets funky. It gets fun. It get funky for you out here. So yeah, those things. There's no more of that. Flirting and all of that stuff like that, especially in the workplace. Like I said, that you can't be getting into that too much, because all it takes is for your supervisor or your manager to walk by and hear that, unless they're part of that type of stuff. But if it's a no nonsense supervisor or management, or whatever, upper management, and they get whiff of that, I'm gonna tell you right now, you're getting walked out. You're gonna get walked out the door, because they don't want that. These companies don't want that, because they can be sued as well as you can be sued if you offend someone and their place of business. So yeah, you just have to watch what you're saying out here to people, and know who you're talking to when you saying what you're saying. And that's it. A lot of times certain conversations need to be had with close people, people in your circle that you are with. You can't have conversations, and that's just being real. Yeah, the conversations you have with your friends, you can't have them with everybody, That's why they're your friends. You could talk to your friend about whatever. You can't have those same conversations with the outside, because everyone doesn't have the same view. And then you have friends you guys don't have the same views, but you agree, that you have a relationship with your friends and family that you can agree to disagree. And that's just it. So yeah, Cuomo, I don't know. I'm gonna continue to watch for Governor Cuomo. Watch how this thing unfolds, even when he steps down in 13 days. Watch how that thing unfolds. Keep tracking, watching what happens with this case, and how far will it go, or is it just they just wanted him out the way? Because if he steps down and then we don't hear anything about this anymore, then we know it was just about him. He was in the way of something, and we'll find out what that something was. So yeah, but I want to know what y'all, what do you guys think as viewers as well? Chime in and let me know. What do you think on those situations too? When we hearing about a lot of these sexual allegations on folks, and they can be 20, 30 years. And yeah, people say, oh, it doesn't matter how long. Yeah, you're right. And like, once again, I'm not victim blaming or nothing. You're right. But I just want to know, it seems to be a trend right now that it consistently happen. And it's like, okay, if you've seen that these women over here waited 30 years or whatever, and you seeing the support that you're going to get support. You can get support. It's different groups out here. Then why are you waiting? And then my other thing is, this is not only women being sexually assaulted. Men get sexual assaulted too, but it's just not common. You don't hear a man coming out and saying, hey, you're not hearing that yet, Yeah, I mean, well, we kind of did. We kind of did. If y'all remember the situation with Jada Pickett or whatever, well, her situation with that young rap artist, singer, I don't know what you want to call him, but you remember the situation that happened with her, and she talked about it on her Red Table Talk. So I'm not gonna go down that road, because like I said, but I'm just making an example of, because I don't want to get into that entertainment talk like that, but I just want to make an example that these things happen. It's not only women being sexual assaulted. When men get sexual assaulted too, you know, there are things that women say to men as well, but you don't hear about that, you know. So, but I just want to be clear that, hey, you gotta watch what we saying out here to people when we out in the public. Like, you gotta watch what you're saying to people out here, because you don't know who and how someone's gonna take something you say to them. You don't know. You might say something to somebody and they really may be going through something. You may say something to somebody and it may be a really a bad day, a bad month for them, and they're just not feeling it. And it doesn't even have to be anything that's sexual. It can be something like, that you can trigger something. You can say something to somebody and has nothing to do about anything sexual, and you can just trigger them because you don't know what someone's going through sometimes, So yeah, we have to be mindful what we say, and we have to be accountable for our actions when we do things. We have to stand up and stand on what we do, and take the punishment that comes with it. When we're adults, definitely adults, we have to be held accountable when we do things to people, say things to people. It's a learning when you seeing this consistently happen. It's like, man, you have to really watch what you saying to folks out here and what you doing to people out here. And you just can't be touching people. A lot of people I don't like people just to touch me either. Like you're in a workplace and people just touching you. Like, I don't like that. There's a lot of people that don't like that. Like, you just can't be just touching folks. And then especially not right now. Let's be clear. This COVID season ain't over. So especially right now, a lot of folks, like, you just touching people. You like, oh, whoa, wait a minute. COVID. You know what I mean? So we gotta watch it. People don't like that. Don't like to be. You touch somebody, you could just touch somebody on the shoulder, just, hey, how you doing, and doing all that. That can trigger somebody. You don't know, they could have been sexual assaulted, and that before. You don't know what that may do to someone. So we have to be mindful when you're entering someone's personal space. You have to enter. I don't even like people to be honest with you. I don't really like people to get up on me when you want to talk to me. I don't like people here on me. Like, give me 15 feet. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me some feet. This is way before COVID. Like, give me feet. I don't want to smell where you ate this morning. I don't want to smell where you ate for lunch. None of that. The possibility of even smelling. I don't want to be that close. But it's really no reason for someone to be that close up on you. You know what I mean? Like, don't get that close. Like, family, some family and things of that nature. Yeah, some friends, things of that nature is cool. But like, with some, like, people, sometimes people, and I know sometimes people may do that, and then they're not conscious of, like, what they're doing. It just, sometimes some people just they perky and perked up and happy, and they're just like, hey, they don't even know. But somebody like, hey, yeah, okay, like, you up on me, I'm stepping back like 3 times, like, okay, yeah, how you doing? Because some of us people, we're like that. I know I'm not alone at that. So even with that, people can take that away when you're like, some people can feel a way about that when you're like all up in their space like that. So yeah. But moving along, so yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on that COVID situation. But also, it's been talks about it's been a lady. Let me get her name correct, ladies and gentlemen. Stephanie Bonin. She started a Change.org page. Change.org petition for a $2,000 a month stimulus check for adults and $1,000 a month for children. She started that up. Now the thing about that is, I don't see the government giving up any more stimulus money. But she's almost at 3 million signatures, and she got good reason, and it's a valid. It makes a valid point. Like, we're still in COVID. People are still struggling in COVID. We need to take care of the American citizens with this situation. We've been penny pinched for a long time with this during this time, and we need to step up. And me personally, I feel the United States should have done a whole lot more than what they do. You have taxpayers that we've been paying our taxes and paying taxes for years, and the government gives so much money. They send so much money overseas and help so many other countries with billions and billions of dollars yearly. Let's not forget China. A lot of us in America always say everything's made in China. China owns us. If you don't know it, all I want to tell you is get the book When China Rules the World. Look for that book. Look it up. When China Rules the World, and you'll understand. China is in the pocket of the United States, and been in the pocket for years. So that's part of the U.S. paying them back, for all that, Asia felt that the United States done, to them. Look up that book, When China Rules the World, and then you'll understand on that. And then you'll give you a broader understanding of why you always seen so much being products being made in Asia, pushed here in the country. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I ain't gonna lie to you at all. I like finding products made in Asia. China, anywhere in the Asian continent. I like finding products over there because you know what? You can find the same thing here that we selling in this country. They'll be selling the same thing for cheaper, a whole lot cheaper. Hey. But getting back to the stimulus talk, yeah, I agree with Stephanie Bonin. She's the lady that started a petition on change.org. Trying to get more money, stimulus money, pushing for that, and she's at almost, if she's not, she may be there right now at 3 million. Last I know it was 2.8 million, so I think she may be there now at 3 million signatures, and she's calling for the government to do $2,000 a month for adults and money, and a 1,000 for each kid. And I say, like, hey, I agree, because there are folks that are still trying to recover. You gotta understand that year, just last year hit people so hard that you're down, and then the same people, we still are in the COVID. It's still here. It didn't go anywhere. We're still in this pandemic, and then they talk about a new strand here, and then we go in and we talk about the vaccine. I don't know, the vaccine. I don't know. It's you got a lot of people that's just not gonna be for it. A lot of people just are not with putting drugs in their system. They don't like taking medications. That's against their belief. You got people that just not gonna fool with it because you don't know really what's in it. Then you have to talk about the FDA is gonna prove it, and they're getting really close to it. Well, you could go in a pharmacy, and there are many products even behind the counter that the FDA, that your doctor will write a prescription for you to get, and you can look on the bottle, and the FDA might have not even approved that. It is so many products. The FDA can't approve everything. There's so many new things, new medicines, medications, vitamins, all of these things hitting the market they can't approve everything so fast. Let's just think about it, like even during COVID when we had issues with the meat packaging plants and with the food, they told you then that the FDA, there are so many things. I can't remember this documentary I watched, and it talked about the FDA and how they can't keep up with so much stuff. They don't have enough agents. They don't have enough people to get out in the field and cover all of this stuff. You just think about it. So it's like now, so we're going to push for this vaccine for it to get approved by the FDA. Okay? So it's like we're acting like, okay, so we got COVID. But like, what about the flu? So you don't, like, the flu kills people too, you know? And it's like, we haven't heard anything about the flu, none of 2020. Not even now. There's no talk of flu, it's just COVID. And pushing this vaccine. And I feel like right now, me personally, I feel like now it's like getting to the point where they're shaming folks who haven't took the vaccine. When there were talks about, oh, we're not going to shame those who haven't took it, or we don't shame those who have took it, but it's like you're trying to shame people that have took it. You have like New York, or is talking about, oh, well, you can't, like, no one's going to be able to go in restaurants and go into certain public businesses without being vaccinated if you ain't vaccinated. But it's like, oh, wait a minute, but you were telling people to just wear the mask before, and then you could be fine. But then you telling people where they can't go and what they can't do if they're not vaccinated. But then you're constantly going around trying to force people and keep every day talking about people should take it. But wait a minute. Just a few months ago, he's saying that the numbers were down around the country, and it was all about pushing, for the 4th of July. You'll be able to have a cookout and be around your family and friends on the 4th of July. Yeah, you will still be optional to wear the mask, but you will still, social distance. But yeah. So it's like, okay, you saying one thing out one side of your mouth and then saying another thing, and then you want people to take the vaccine. And then you wonder why people are like, I don't want to, this mask not going to do anything. And why people are protesting about masks and how they're against it. I feel like, yeah, to each his own. When it comes to the adults, I feel like, yes, to each his own. If you don't want to wear it, but, to each his own. But when we're talking about these children, that's when we have to, we gotta be safe, because you don't know who this child, their parent, where their parent has been, or whoever their guardian is, where they've been going. And your child's going to school, then your child wind up coming home with some type of illness, sickness, or whatever. You don't know what, what I mean. So it's like the children, my personal, that doesn't have to be anybody else. When I say, yeah, adults, you do what you want to do. But when we talk about the children, we got to protect the babies, man. Like, if nothing else, we got to protect the kids. I mean, if you don't want to wear a coat in 20-degree weather, that's fine. But put the one on the baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, you do what you want to do. But just protect the kid, man. You know what I mean? Like, so, but to each his own. I'm not victim shaming. I'm not shaming anybody for their belief and what they believe, what they want to do. But you should watch what you're doing, because the kid's gonna be watching you. If you don't wear a mask and they don't see mom and daddy wearing a mask, or grandma wearing a mask, and then they gotta wear a mask, and they're gonna ask you why you ain't wearing one. These kids are not stupid, and by far, and they're gonna ask you, why are you not doing it? We're doing it, So I to each his own. Like I said, I'm not pointing a finger at anybody. I'm just like, let's just think about this for a moment. You know what I mean? And on the flip side of things too, let's think about this too. Let's just not think about COVID. Let's think about even your kid wearing a mask. Guess what? That kind of like limits some of the other. They might be less prone to having a cold, catching a cold. They may be less prone to that. uh, that'll help a lot. You ain't got to keep running to the doctor and everything. You know. I mean, for I know what I noticed, my daughter wasn't so sick last year. You know what I'm saying? I think that mask helped out. So yeah, she's being silly right now. But anyway, so yeah, my personal belief is, hey, as adults, yeah, do what you want to do. But the children, yeah, let's make what is that really hurting? Let's think about that for a moment. Is that really hurting the children? That they can't that they won't have to wear a mask? Yeah, you think about it. Oh yeah, you can still catch something. The mask don't really help. You're right. It might, you still, it still will be, it's just a piece of cotton. It's a piece of, yeah, you still will have things, but you give your kid, man, they can change them out. Or think about it. Hey, we wear hats and gloves, but we still feel the cold, don't we? But it still shields us in some way, right? So, you know, you wear a sweater, right? Under your jacket sometimes. Some people may wear sweaters under their jackets when the cold months. You may feel the cold still, but the effect it's not as bad if you're not wearing one in 20-degree weather, right? I mean, so just think about that for a moment. Just think about that. And that's my own thing. Hey, adults, once again, yeah, adults, we do what we want to do. Do what you want to do. Hey, but still be mindful. But when it comes to the children, hey, man, we gotta protect the children. That's just my personal thing. I'm all about the kids, man. Like, let's protect the children, man. We adults, we grown, we big, we can handle it, right? You catch a cold, you can handle it, right? But even if you catch a cold, right, you gotta take care of your children, right? That is not a good feeling when you sick and you gotta take care of you still gotta take care of your child. You know what I'm saying? That gotta still happen. You still gotta pick them up. You still gotta feed them. You still gotta do all these things when you ain't feeling well. But just think about it. Even last year, if you were blessed to not even have COVID or anything like that, just think about it for a moment. When you wore the mask, did you catch a cold? Were you really sick last year? Did you get sick at all? For one, if you didn't, you were totally blessed. For two, that mask was another thing that could have kind of curved it too, and watching where you're going and who you're being around, where you're around, and how many people are there, being in large crowds and things of that nature, because you just never know. I mean, especially, listen, man, you got celebrities out here talking about they're not washing their tail, bro. Come on, man. Like, so you don't know who the heck you're around. These people saying they don't wash their babies up. Come on, man. Like, come on, man. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, that is a baby I don't want my baby around. Like, you're not washing? Like, wait a minute. Come on, man. Like, listen, to each his own. But listen. And you think about it. Listen. We're in North Carolina, man, and just hitting the 90s. It's brutal. You know what I'm saying? Some people love it. You know what I mean? But it's brutal, man. If you got to be out in it all day long, that is brutal. That'll wear you down. If you outside, like I work outside. I'm in all the elements: rain, sleet, hail, snow. I'm out there. Okay? I'm trying to tell you something. You be outside in this heat for 12, 13 hours. I'm telling you, you'll be whooped, man. So, someone saying they're not washing their child, and you figuring, like, wait a minute. Now, it's hot here in the summertime. If you outside and you're not, and then you talking about these folks, some of these celebrities and things, they talking about they don't wash their tail and they're living in California, you're like, hold up, wait a minute. Like, wait a minute. Like, wait a minute. Listen, but I'm just saying. So I say that to say, listen, man, we don't know who we be around sometimes. You know what I mean? You don't know when you out here in the public, you out here in the world, when you step out the door to the world, you don't know who you may encounter that day. And man, if all it takes is a mask, you know what I mean, to help just a little bit, you know what I mean? Just a little bit. I don't see what the fuss is about. We fussing about the wrong things. And there's so many things going on. We fussing about the wrong things. We getting distracted from what's really going on. You know, that's that tunnel vision. And before I wrap it up, I want to talk about the student loans. Before I wrap it up, before I get to that and wrap it up, man, just think about it. That's why I wanted to talk, and that's why I started back on my YouTube channel to start talking again, because and I started back talking back in late March, early April, because I knew that people could possibly be getting tunnel vision and just being bogged down by everything that was going on with the COVID and everything. So I felt to talk about other things and open people's minds up, and then just to let people know, like, hey, there's other people out here that are just like you, but hey, let me try to motivate and talk about other things and try to help and be a beacon or whatever to help people get their mind off of some of the crazy things that may be going on, and just try to shed light on other things and help the mind to click to other places. So I said that to say, like, you can't get tunnel vision and we arguing or we talking about things that really are like, so why we arguing about safety? I don't understand. But to each his own. You know, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. We have the right to protest about what we feel and talk about what we feel, and that's it. But there's so many other things, and we can't let certain things that are minute knock us off course from what's really going on, and we have to focus. So anyway, talk about the student loan repayment. So they're canceling them until what did it say here? January. They're canceling them until January 2022. I mean, to be honest with you, I think if they want to do something, cancel them all together. My thing with Biden is, you said you wanted to cancel the student loans. You were going to take care of that. Take care of it. Let's stop playing games and picking and choosing who you're going to cancel out over here and attacking this company. Cancel it all, because the whole system, if you feel, you have college students come out of college, someone 24 years old maybe, or 25, and they're owing thousands of dollars. They're owing more money than their parents owe, you know, and they're in debt more than what their parents may be. $75,000. What are you owing that as a 25-year-old? Haven't ever and even start living your life yet. If you were in college and you out now, and now you got to look for a job, or now you're trying to get out here in the workforce, and you got this ticket on your back like that, like. And then people are paying for years. You've been out of school for years, and you still paying these crazy loans. Like, just because you wanted to be an upstanding citizen and try to make your life better, and you know, okay, I'm going to go to school and I'm going to do this and I want to live this way. So you paying a major price because you wanted to live, you know, a comfortable life, and you wanted to chase your dream and a career, and then you come out and you're chasing this bill for the remainder of your years on this earth. Unless you become very wealthy in the field that you choose, unless you choose you have chosen a field that you're gonna be really well off. You know, it's just crazy. I just think, why can't they just cut it all? Why anybody? Why you just can't have everyone as a clean slate? You know, it's still like having everybody just on the string, man. Like, just, I don't understand. We supposed to be the biggest, baddest country. We supposed to be the best country, we are this and that, but we have other countries standing by, Canada and everything, looking, all the countries looking like, wow, they've been taking care of their people since the beginning of the pandemic. You haven't heard the Canadians complaining, but the United States, here we are on the news, and we have the audacity to be talking about other things going on in other countries, but we're not taking care of our people as we should. You know, taxpaying citizens not taking care of the people as they should. You know, um, and it's kind of disheartening. It's kind of like, wow, you know. But as I said in my earlier videos earlier on last year, I said during this time you will see the truth, who is really for the people. You will see who is really for the people. Whatever party, when it comes to government, whatever party you roll with or subscribe to, you will see who is really for the people. You know, in these times, all the folks that were talking early on, all of these representatives, all of these different activists. It's mighty funny when this COVID happened. A lot of activists we haven't heard from them. A lot of them went and hid up under a rock somewhere. You know, I've been steady looking for a lot of them activists that was around, you know, during those Obama days. Like all of those guys and women, where they at? You know, where's the talk now? You know, so it's quite interesting. But that's my time, y'all. Again, thanks for watching Spyce Invaderz. Make sure y'all tell a friend and tell a friend. Subscribe to the page. It costs you nothing. Don't forget, remember, I do have a Student Lives Matter change.org on change.org. Make sure y'all tap into that. Spyce Invaderz, we do have a Facebook page, but Spyce Invaderz also has merch. So we have a website and we have a Facebook page, which is Spyce Invaderz 2. So you can check us out there. You can check us out on if you want to check some of the merchandise out. We ship anywhere around the country. Wix is spyceinvaderz.com/Wix. Let me get that right. It's Spyce Invaderz, SPYCE .wix site, WIXSITE.com/Spyce Invaderz. There on that page there you can find our merch. We got t-shirts. We make custom t-shirts. We have accessories for adults and the youth. So you can check out our page there. We got a lot of good positive sayings on our shirts, a lot of funny character shirts and things of that nature. We doing some shirts for Halloween. We're gonna have holiday shirts as well too. So we got some Halloween shirts that we're gonna put out, and a lot of inspirational quotes and things of that nature. So you can find our page, our website, once again, Spyce Invaderz .wix site.com/Spyce Invaderz. Check us out there. You can check out our Facebook page. You can email us at spyceinvaderz@yahoo.com. Any questions, you can drop any drop your comments here at the end of this video, down in the comment section. And yeah, we just gonna keep moving on, and I'm gonna continue to stay dropping, you know, videos every week, once a week. We're gonna keep it positive, y'all. And I'm gonna just keep informing y'all on different things. And as I said, it's still all about the students. It's all about I'm all for the students. And but once I see that if people want to be a part of putting together, you know, a type of march and for these children and everything like that here in Guilford County, then we can get it going. But I can't do it alone. So that's just where I'm at right now. I'm not seeing too much of the support on that. So I'm seeing a lot of watchers, but I ain't seeing a lot of people trying to, tap in and really get down with that movement. No, I'm not getting too many people, or I'm getting a lot of people emailing me, thanking me for speaking up and thanking me for saying what I was saying about the education system here in Guilford County. But I'm not seeing a lot of people wanting to participate and making something happen. And I can't do it alone. But that's why I stepped up and started talking and putting things out there and letting you fact check me and showing me where I'm finding my info at, so you can see what I'm about and see that I'm not with the BS, and I'm not, but hey, I'm just one man. But once again, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you share this page, the channel, I should say. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Again, thank you for watching. Peace, blessings to all of y'all. This is Sean, and I'm out.